Yeah, I know we should not be surprised at, this man's statements, given what we know about him, but like, this is really ridiculous. Like, it's really ridiculous. I ain't the only person holy worship me, yeah, you could go. I ain't the only, you so lonely, insecure, they don't control me, boy, you. So, Floyd Mayweather went on to Pivot Podcast, right? And he brought up P. Diddy. It was a mess. Now, y'all already know I wouldn't sit down and watch no hour-long podcast with former NFL stars and Floyd Mayweather. Like, I'm not, that's way too much empty-headed heterosexuality for me, girl. Like, I walked into a fucking barbershop or some shit. Right? Like, I'm not watching no hour-long video of nignogs noggin. Like, I'm not nignogs niggin and noggin. Like, I'm not gonna watch that shit, bro. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? But the reason why I even know about this is because a clip from the podcast went viral on social media. So we're gonna talk about it, right? Floyd Mayweather said this about P. Diddy. He said, "I'm not gonna speak bad about P. Diddy. I'm not gonna speak bad on Master." Let me stop. He said, "I'm not gonna speak bad about P. Diddy because he's still a black man." Nignogs are gonna nog. Let me tell you something. Because what does him being a black man have anything to do with all the fucking heinous shit that he's allegedly, doing this shit? Like, what does that have to do? So we just should we should allow niggas to just bulldoze us and just shut up about it. Okay. He said mistakes happen, but then he said, and I can't say if it is or if it's not a mistake. So what are you saying, nigga? Nothing. A bunch of nothing. So at first you said, okay, mistakes happen, and they be saying, it's so funny that they be saying these things about serial abusers. It's not even like you abused one time. And even that is crazy to be called a goddamn accident, mistake. It's great. But they be saying this shit about serial abusers. A mistake. 50,000 mistakes, mama? 50,000 mistakes, mama? Please get out my face. Yeah, mistakes happen. I can't say if it is or if it's not a mistake, but things happen in life. And the things happening be abusers abusing. That's what he said. But things happening in life, and I guess the things that are happening are abusers abusing. Floyd, he said, and P. Diddy business is P. Diddy business. It's not my job or anyone else's job to go on the internet and stomp him and kick a man when he's down. So it's interesting. It's the same, the same rhetoric across the board when it comes to silencing victims. It's like, well, okay, his business is his business. What he do is what he do, and I'm not seeing anything. I'm not looking over there, right? Then he said, like, we shouldn't be kicking someone while he's down. And is P. Diddy down right now, or has he just been exposed? Is he down? Why is the truth coming out about your repetitive abuse like seen as, oh my God, y'all trying to kick him when he's down? No, we're just telling you what he did. You're acting like we're lying about this man. He did what he did. So what's the problem if we said that's what he did, girl? Floyd said, my take on it is it's not my business. I don't think it's right at all, and I don't condone it. Okay, so is it a mistake or is it not a mistake? Did it happen or did it not happen? But if it did happen, then you wouldn't condone it, but you don't think it's right at all, but it didn't happen. But you know what I mean? It could, if it did happen, then I wouldn't condone it. But I still think that, you shouldn't kick him when it's down. And I don't know if he actually meant to do it or not. It's like, girl, shut the fuck. Girl, if you don't shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Then this was the kicker to me, because a lot of times and I've been guilty of doing this, where it's just like, okay, just trying to shake some sense into nignogs, right? Into you misogynist, patriarchal, sexist bitches. Just because you'll say, okay, well, what if that was something you cared about? What if that's your mom or your sister or your daughter or something? Why would you treat somebody like that? Would you? And then here Floyd comes, reminding us that, oh yeah, their hatred of women, their hatred of victims applies to even their own family, right? Floyd said, even if that happened to my daughter, I would be hurt, but that's a choice my daughter made. And it's just like, wow. I was like, did I actually hear this nigga? Did I actually hear this nigga say, well, you know what I mean? And people are, well, if it's my daughter, then she must have been asking for it. she must have, it was something that she did to warrant this vicious, inhumane abuse. So yeah, she asked for it. It was a decision that she made, even though it's a painful, fucked up situation to be abused. She must have wanted it. So yeah. So when Floyd said that shit, right? This nignog here is gonna nod and agree, talking about some, yeah, look at his ass. Look at his ass. Not one thought behind those eyes. Not one. Not one. And a lot of straight black men are allowed to exist like this. Just floating on nothing. No self-awareness, no empathy, no nothing. Just nignogery and dick-sized competitions, comparing cocks, being misogynistic and being repressed, being unemotional. That's all a lot of these niggas are. Just that, you go, oh yeah, just nodding at everything Floyd was saying. Anyway, Floyd continued by saying, I don't want to kick nobody while they're down, like we said. Now, I love watching moments, right, if we're in a nignog space, if we're in a nignoggery space, right, and a nignog says something so nignoggery that the other nigs are just like, yo, we can't, because that's what happened. After, well, at least in the case of Ryan Clark, not this nigga here, but this nigga, right? So Ryan Clark responds to what Floyd is saying. He had to come back at Floyd and say, well, if something happens to a woman, something happens to a girl, it's definitely not her fault. He also kind of clocked this one here where he said, if your son essentially is in the position where these allegations are coming out about him, he's doing some fucked up shit, you need to check the son. You need to check him. You need to make sure that he ain't doing crazy shit. And you as a parent need to make sure that he's properly educated. So it was so bad what Floyd was saying that they had to, Ryan Clark had to say, wait. But the fact that y'all, I don't know, like I said, this podcast ain't for me, bitch. I'm not sitting here in no barbershop. Like, I'm not doing that shit unless I fucking have to, right? Which unfortunately is more often than not. Right? But, like, y'all don't ever get tired of talking about the same bullshit all this. It's just, and inviting these abusers on y'all shit. Oh my God. Let's all remember this shit. This is the reason why Floyd is so, birds of a feather, right? This is the reason why he's so adamant. Just protecting P. Diddy, trying to make excuses for him. XXL says Floyd Mayweather has had his own issues of abusing women. In 2002, he was charged with domestic violence and received a suspended sentence. 2 years later, he was convicted of 2 counts of misdemeanor battery in connection to a fight with 2 women inside a Las Vegas club. He again received a suspended sentence. In 2002, he was convicted of battery and served 2 months in jail for an altercation with his former girlfriend. So, of course, he would get up here talking like that, right? But I just find it interesting because people are doing this shit with Chris Brown right now. Like, y'all inviting these motherfuckers to go speak, to go talk, to, being around their ass, meanwhile ignoring the consistent pattern of abuse and just giggling and kicking with their ass and nodding and agreeing with them when they say some dumb shit. Like, even if their own daughter was abused, they wouldn't give a damn. And that it was her choice to get abused if the abuse happened, but we don't know if the abuse happened. It's just like, girl, get out my face, Floyd. So yeah, that's what happened. Nignogs nogging as usual. You know what I mean? Why should we be surprised about that shit? But this was especially heinous. It's giving SVU especially heinous. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.